Good morning, my dear friends. Islamabad, Pakistan. Early morning in summer 2023. We are opening the Bible together, the 37th chapter of Genesis in Tawrat, where we read the story of Joseph or Hazrat Yusuf. Amazing story in the Old Testament, which is replicated again in the Quran. For all my Muslim friends, this is one of the stories of the Old Testament which is almost fully retold in the Quran again. Is it plagiarized? It's almost the same. So let's read these few chapters and then you go back into the Quran and you read again the story of Hazrat Yusuf. Joseph was special to Jacob, that's Israel, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, his grandson, and the great-grandson, Joseph. Jacob was his father, who also became Israel, the father of the tribes. He is different from the rest of his brothers. Why? He sets him apart. God sets him apart. He's an amazing example and a prototype of Jesus Christ in the Old Testament, although he lived 2,000 years before Jesus. So let's read. His dream, it starts here. Jacob lived in the land of Canaan. It's the land where his father had stayed. Remember, his father and forefather Hazrat Ibrahim was a nomad, a gypsy, traveling around with his animals and flocks and herds. Here is the story of Jacob, verse 2, chapter 37. Open your own language Bible. Get the accurate historic story of Hazrat Yusuf. Joseph was a young man. He was 17 years old. He was taking care of the flocks with some of his brothers. They were the sons of Bilhah and the sons of Zilpah, his father's wives. Joseph brought their father in a bad report about them. He brought them in a bad report, not with wrong intentions. The Bible doesn't talk about Joseph having sinned about anything. He was just favored by his father. Look at this. Israel, that's Jacob. He loved Joseph more than any of his other sons. Joseph had been born to him when he was old. Israel made him a beautiful robe. See, Joseph's brothers saw that their father loved him more than any of them. So they hated Joseph. They couldn't even speak a kind word to him. Joseph had a dream. When he told it to his brothers, they hated him even more. He said to them, "Listen to the dream I had. We were trying to bundle of grain out in the field. Suddenly, my bundle rose and stood up straight. Your bundles gathered around my bundle and bowed down to it." Look at this. His brother said to him, "Do you plan to be king over us? Will you really rule over us?" So they hated him even more because of his dream. They didn't like what he had said. Then Joseph had another dream. He told it to his brothers. "Listen," he said, "I had another dream. This time the sun and moon and 11 stars were bowing down to me." He told his father as well as his brothers. Then his father objected. He said, "What about this dream you had? Will your mother and I and your brothers really do that? Will we really come and bow down to the ground in front of you?" His brothers were jealous of him. but his father kept it all in his mind. Have a nice day.